The 1980 World Championships, centred on Sallanches in the French Alps, is still considered to be the toughest course the World Championships have ever used. Here's how I get on, chasing Bernard Hinault's time of 22 minutes a lap. Hi, it's Mike here at Cycling in the French Alps, and this is me starting out on one lap of the 1980 Worlds course from the centre of Sallanches. I've added in some of the footage from the original race, however let's be honest, it's not stood the test of time, but it does add to the atmosphere. The course was unusual in that it was a circuit of 13 kilometres which they did 20 laps. Normally with the World Championships, the race would start off in some far off town and join a finishing circuit for maybe the last 5 or 6 laps. So here I'm heading out of Sallanches towards the Cote de Domancy. We've got the Tour de France due in a few weeks, hence we've got some new tarmac. The key feature of the course was the Cote de Domancy. It's a short climb, it's only just over 2.5 kilometres long, but it averages 10% with a maximum gradient of 15%. It's a regular in the Tour de France and the Critérium du Dauphiné. The total distance of the race was a massive 268 kilometres. They climbed over 6,000 metres and Bernard Hinault averaged 35.5 kilometres an hour for the 7 hours 32 minutes of the race. The race started with 170 riders and only 15 finished, one of which was the young Briton Robert Miller, who crossed the line in 11th place. This is the approach to the Cote as we swing right and join the climb, and we also join the race footage on the last of the 20 laps. Hinault had whittled the field down and there was just Hinault and Baroncelli together on the last lap. You can sense from the crowd that there's a high expectation as they start the climb. For me, it's straight on to the inner chainring at this point as we pass the church in Domancy village, and as we approach this next corner, this is where Chris Froome fell off coming down the Cote in the 2016 Tour de France.
On va rester maintenant avec Hinault et Baroncelli parce que tout doit se passer dans ces 2 km 500 de la Magnon. Il en reste 2 km maintenant. Les Italiens ont débordé, courent à côté.
At this point, they'd ridden over 250 kilometres with over 6,000 metres of climbing in their legs.
Baroncelli, regardez-les, les spectateurs, heureusement un service d'ordre très nombreux est venu se glisser au milieu des spectateurs ici.
Here, I'm approaching the steepest part of the climb. Hinault attacked, and the rest is history. He quickly distanced Baroncelli and put over a minute into him by the end of the race. Just looking at gear ratios, Hinault's out of the saddle all the way up the climb, and I'm guessing he's on something like a 42.18 at the back, whereas I'm on a 36.34.
De s'emparer s'emparer déjà du maillot arc-en-ciel, les Baroncelli n'y peut rien. Les derniers écarts, Bernard Giraud, plus de 100 mètres maintenant. 20 secondes d'avance pour Bernard Hinault. Et nous sommes... Maintenant à 300 mètres du sommet, un supporter court à ses côtés. Bernard Hinault continue. Nous ne voyons pas Baroncelli, il est là-bas derrière, 20 secondes d'écart. Et ce supporter à droite qui continue de courir au même rythme que Bernard Hinault.
Oh oui, il va avoir près de la minute. Hein.
Oui, vraisemblablement la minute de retard au sommet. Et Millard s'emparera, lui, de la 3e place. Il réussit cette belle ascension, cette dernière. C'est le blaireau, hein, comme on l'appelle. Regardez-le, les dents serrées, visage énergique, et il relance le braquet ici, à moins de 500 mètres du sommet. Alors, s'exprimer sa passion, comme je vous l'ai dit tout à l'heure, et Bernard Hinault termine au sprint, là. Termine au sprint, il a mis un braquet un petit peu.
As we reach the top of the Cote de Domancy, we swing right and start the descent on the main Megève to Sallanches road as we plummet towards the valley floor. It's a non-technical descent with sweeping bends, and the French commentary is saying that they reckon that Hinault was doing 60 to 70 kilometres an hour, which is comparable to my speed on this Sunday with very little traffic on the road.
C'est un circuit très dur.
Bernard Vallet ne peut pas être Bernard Hinault qui veut, c'est la super classe, c'est peut-être quelques dons. Il n'y a pas de phénomène d'après ce que disent les médecins en sport, il n'y a que des hommes qui s'entraînent remarquablement, qui ont peut-être aussi un caractère plus...
The road looks much wider these days than it did back in 1980, and it is the main road to the ritzy ski resort of Megève.
C'est exceptionnel, non, je vous cache pas. Bon, nous avons vu autour du Limousin le 2e jour abandonné. Même nous, on se disait, bon, Bernard est un super champion. Il nous a prouvé maintes fois qu'il savait être là au rendez-vous. Mais on disait quand même...
As we pass the Sallanches town marker board, it's the last couple of corners before we reach a technical section through the streets of Sallanches.
60-70 km, Bernard est venu tous nous voir les uns après les autres. Et il nous a quand même dit ça à 100-120 km de l'arrivée. Ça veut dire qu'il avait énormément confiance.
Through the streets of Sallanches, past the church, there's just 2 kilometres to the finishing line.
Bernard Hinault, les mots nous manquent, les adjectifs aussi, Raymond Poulidor.
On croirait qu'il entame le premier tour. Là,
Exactement. On croirait se retrouver ce matin lorsqu'il est parti chercher.
Exactement.
Rappelons que Bernard Hinault aura le 14 novembre exactement 26 ans.
Around the 2 final right-hand bends, and we pass the Dinastar ski factory there on the left, and it's into the finishing straight. So how did I compare? 29 minutes for just one lap of the course versus Hinault's average of 22 minutes a lap.
Che Baroncelli ha dovuto cedere all'ultimo scatto di Bernard Hinault che ora braccia alte al cielo.
I hope you've enjoyed this look back at the 1980 World Championship circuit, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Cycling in the French Alps.